Hello and welcome to another Modern Horizons 3 video, and today is the day. Today is the day that I will get out of Diamond 4. It's been a rough past few drafts. We went 5-3 in the last video. I thought we had a really good deck, but we still ended up losing. But I feel like today is the day. We're gonna hit Mythic soon, and you know what? I'm even gonna fire up some streams just to try to hit Mythic as soon as possible. Now, before we head into this draft though, I did wanna say, this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. TCGplayer.com is the place to go to for all your trading card games, singles, and sealed product needs. If you wanna pick up Magic cards or cards from any other TCG game, TCGplayer.com is the place to go. If you did like to make a purchase through TCG Player, make sure you do so with the affiliate link in the description below. Additionally, this video is brought to you by HeavyPlay.com. HeavyPlay.com is the place to go to for premium Magic the Gathering supplies. If you want incredible, high-quality deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, check out HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. All right. This is the draft. I'm calling it Trophy. Alrighty. Just positive thoughts, right? Positive thoughts will lead to positive results. Okay. Pack 1, pick 1. We have Witch Enchanter, which is a very, very powerful spell land. We have Sundering Eruption, which is also a powerful spell land. I think it's worse than the Witch Enchanter on average, but it's a great, great card, especially if you're red-white. Then there's Double Eldrazi Repurposer. So I think for me, it's the choice between Eldrazi Repurposer and Witch Enchanter. Witch Enchanter might be a little bit better. I think it's kind of close. I like the Repurposer a lot as well. You know, I'm going to take the Witch Enchanter. I've just been doing a lot better drafting white than fighting everybody for all the green Eldrazi cards. So I think it's somewhat close, but I'm going to take the Witch Enchanter. One other thing against the Witch Enchanter is just that pack had... Eldrazi Repurposer is that pack had double Repurposer, and the best card in that pack was Repurposer. So, you know, the person I'm passing to is going to take one, and then the person afterwards is also likely to take one out of that pack. All right, taking a look at this pack, we have a couple of good Eldrazi cards here in Drowner of Truth and the Twisted Riddle Keeper, but there's also Proud Pack Rhino and Mandibular Kite and Nyxborn Hydra. So I think I'm going to lean towards taking one of these white cards. There's also the Precursor. That's also fine, but just to go with my Witch Enchanter, just because they're not too far behind on power level. Do I want the Rhino or the Kite? And I think I'm going to lean towards the Rhino. I like this card a fair amount, especially if you take it early and can find more ways to put +1/+1 counters on your permanents. And wow, pick 3 is very, very strong. There's another Witch Enchanter, there's an Eldrazi Repurposer, a Curse Marauder, Unfathomable Truths, and Hexgold Slith. So all very, very good options. There is a Repurposer here, but I think, once again, I can just kind of lean towards taking one of my white cards. But interesting to note that I do see a Marauder and a Repurposer. So the question is, Witch Enchanter or Hexgold Slith for me? You know, here I will take the Hexgold Slith. I like just making sure that I pick up another 2. I do think another Witch Enchanter would be plenty strong, but the Hexgold Slith also goes well with the Proud Pack Rhino. Turn 2, you play this, get a counter on it, and then you can proliferate, turning this into a 4/3, and it's just another solid 2, but... good to see a pack with all 3 of these cards as options. Razorgrass Ambush also being totally fine. So really, really loving this start. Just a really great aggressive white deck so far. And now I'm going to slam the Area Auxiliary. And this is how you get that trophy. And one thing to note is we are seeing Amphibian Downpour and Royal Cartographer and Rhino very, very late. And this tells me that some kind of energy combination is very open with white as one of the primary colors. So for me, I'm looking to be either blue-white energy or red-white energy. And I don't know which direction I want to go. Royal Cartographer is incredibly powerful, at its best probably in blue-red, but still good in blue-white. But in a more aggressively slanted deck, particularly with the Rhino, I love Area Auxiliary. So gonna take that here just because I don't necessarily want to lock in my second color. And I think the pick is close enough where I'm just going to take the mono white card. Now, this is a pack that has no energy cards other than the Tempest Harvester. This pack is overall kind of weak. I'm not a big fan of Decree of Justice, so I just don't think I want to play this in this style of deck. So I'm kind of looking at a Tempest Harvester, although I'm not super happy about it. There's also a Temperamental Oozewag, but I do think the energy color combination is much stronger, and we have seen some number of blue cards. So I'll take this, hoping that I pick up a late, some late Riddle Gate Gargoyles. That's kind of what's going to decide it for me. It's like, am I going to see a late Riddle Gate Gargoyle or a late Conduit Goblin? And that's going to help me decide whether or not I want to go blue-white or red-white energy, because I generally want to be the energy colors. Here, we'll note that that is a late Breathe Your Last, which is a very solid removal spell, but of course, we don't need to take it. Now, if it was Breathe Your Last versus all these other cards, I might consider it, but Ajani Fells the Godsire is a perfectly great card. Let's cut off as much white as possible, but noting that white-black could be an option just because we do see this late Breathe Your Last. Wow! What is this pack? There's an Accursed Marauder, but there's a Static Prison and a Legion Leadership. Okay, well, green is not on the table. Certainly not seeing necessarily a ton of red, but Legion Leadership is this late as well. I think I'm going to take the Prison. This is just an excellent removal spell. But wow, what a pack here. I would like to take this, and this, and this, and yeah, maybe even this. But anyways, let's take the Static Prison here. And all right, Emissary of Soulfire, 8th pick. I had a suspicion that blue-white was likely going to be more open than red-white, but happy enough taking this in my blue-white deck. And now we are really, really well set up to be a blue-white energy deck. This pack has nothing I want, so I guess I'll take Obstinate Gargoyle. I don't think Flare of Fortitude is especially playable, but I'll take the Obstinate Gargoyle in case there's a world where we swap into like a white-black deck. And if that's the case, then absolutely want to play the Gargoyle, just because it plays into sacrifice themes. But Mandibular Kite, 10th pick, gotta love it. This thing, people still sleep on this card. This card is really solid in an aggressively slanted deck, and it has a very, very high win rate, but people still do not take it as highly as they should. And Witch Enchanter tabled! Sink into Stupor as well, but I do think the Witch Enchanter is better. Wow. White is absurdly open. White is absurdly open, and I am here for it. The other colors, maybe not so much, but I mean, if white is this open, it doesn't need that much more help for me to feel pretty good about my position here. Here, the best energy card is Conduit Goblin, but we didn't see that many opportunities to take other red cards. We saw a late Royal Cartographer, so I do feel like our seat is likely blue-white. So for that reason, I do think a Conduit Goblin is a better card than Hexgold Slith and Solstice Zealot, but because I'm not red-white, or I'm more likely to be blue-white, I'm going to probably take one of these cards here instead. The question is, what's better, Hexgold Slith or Solstice Zealot? You know, with the Proud Pack Rhino, I'm going to take the Hexgold Slith, and I have 2 3s, and this is more of a pick that I made for curve considerations than anything. I think the pick is somewhat close. We definitely are on the market for a little more interaction, so I could see the case being made to take the Solstice Zealot. I just think people take the Hexgold Slith higher as well, and we're more likely to get Solstice Zealot pretty late. And given that white energy seems relatively open, I feel like I'll be able to pick up a Solstice Zealot. Here we're going to slam Riddle Gate Gargoyle. Literally no other white cards here. Couple of great red removal spells here, but happy enough taking the Gargoyle for our deck. And yeah, let's solidify ourselves here in blue-white. Ooh, and Airy Auxiliary. Wow, I have a very difficult time saying that sometimes. I'm going to slam the 4-mana 3/3 flying support 2 Bird Soldier and pass everything else. I do like Strength of the Harvest. I will play this in any green or white deck. It's just the effect is quite powerful, especially if I can put it on a flyer. But I do think it's still worse than Airy Auxiliary, which is a premium 4. Absolutely premium 4. Wow, you know what's a premium card? Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog is a premium card. Also, there's an Accursed Marauder. Also, there's a Conduit Goblin. Little unfortunate, but we're just going to take the Inspired Inventor. It's just the only card for us, and it's a fine card. Just, you know, run-of-the-mill filler level type card, but it does generate a bunch of energy, and with the Proud Pack Rhino, the +1/+1 counter can also come in handy. I'm not going to go too crazy here and try to splash Psychic Frog. This is certainly not the type of deck. Basically, if you're playing Airy Auxiliary in your deck, not really going to be the type of deck that's looking to splash all that often. Here, I'm going to slam Deem Inferior, just a very, very solid interactive spell. You can make it cheaper with cards like Serum Visionary, Tempest Harvester, etc. I hate Expel the Unworthy in general as an interactive spell. Wing It is a fine combat trick, but let's just take Deem Inferior, and that gives us interactive spell number 3. Now, definitely on the lookout for that Solstice Zealot that we saw earlier. Seeing a lot of black removal here. Now we have the choice between Tune to Narrative and Jolted Awake. Both fine options, but I think I'm just going to take the Tune to Narrative here. 1 mana, get 2 energy. We can use that for all kinds of stuff here. Lots of good ways to spend energy, so happy enough with Tune to Narrative. And this is a very, very solid base. Now, we don't have any slam dunk bombs, no rares or mythics, but that's the beauty of the energy decks. It's driven so much by the synergies. You just take literally anything that says energy on it and profit. Like you'll just win games by just being able to curve out, and you can have a consistent deck many, many times. Here we'll take Angel of the Ruins. A little sad to see all of the Conduit Goblins here, but just going to take this as a top end flyer to make it into our deck. Seeing all the black cards in this pack, but at this point we're not really in a position to take any of the black cards, so going to pass on that. And don't think I'm going to splash for Cyclops Superconductor based on what we have, but I will take Seething Landscape. I think that's the card we're most likely to splash. Yeah, this is just the literal. This is literally the Dimir theme deck in pack 2. I'll take Hydroelectric Specimen here as another spell land. I could take Wing It, but I'm a sucker for spell lands, and the Specimen has grown on me. It's a little bit better than I thought it'd be. And obviously a card like Wing It is something that you can get for free in a lot of instances. So this gives us 15 cards here with 3 spell lands and a Planecycler. So happy with our current configuration. Hoping not to play the Corrupted Shapeshifter. It's not a great card. 4 mana 3/3 flyer is just not something that you really want with no other upside in this format. I'm gonna take the rare. I'm never playing the Sage. I can just pass the Cursed Marauder. That's fine. Wow. Now we see all the... Oh my gosh. We could have been black-white. I still feel like blue-white is just like a way, way stronger color combination. But noting that we didn't table the Solstice Zealot. Here we'll table one of the many mythic uncommons in the set here in Glyph Elemental. This card's fantastic. And if blue-white is available, there is a very solid chance that Riddle Gate Gargoyle will table. So I'm hoping that that's the case. Gonna take the Glyph Elemental though, just because I think it's a generically more powerful card. But you know, Riddle Gate Gargoyle, Emrakul's Messenger, and Thraben Charm, all cards I would be reasonably happy with. But gonna slam Glyph Elemental. This card's absurd. Also, can you imagine? Turn 2 Elemental, land, Rhino, boom. Smack you for 4. Pretty good. All right, what do we have here? Wow, look at... Path of Annihilation is premium, of course, but for us, it's between Serum Visionary and Thraben Charm. I'm a sucker for Serum Visionary. What's our spell count at? 4? I'm going to take the Thraben Charm. I do think the Visionary in general is a slightly better card, but we're a little bit light on interaction right now, so I'm going to take the Thraben Charm just because our creature count's pretty high, and I would love to have just another way or two to be able to kill creatures. This just happens a lot, by the way. So this is what happens. Let me just let you know what happens, okay? In week 6 of MH3 or whatever, everybody takes a bunch of Eldrazi cards pack 1, so it never feels open. People give up on Eldrazi. And then pack 3, you see stuff like 3rd pick Writhing Chrysalis. Just happens. All right, I'll take another Thraben Charm here over Tune to Narrative. And now I'm good on the interactive side of things, and now we see an Aether Revolt. God, we didn't see that much red, but now we get the Aether Revolt. This is just not in any position to take Aether Revolt. It's either Wing It or like a landscape. A blue-white landscape. I'll just take an Evolving Wilds here. Just for solid mana fixing. Come on! Flage? Come on. I didn't see that much Boros in pack 1. Oh, that's brutal. I just can't take it. Like, the thing is, Flage is fine if you can just kill things, but double red is just far too hard. Oh my gosh. I want you so bad, Flage. Look, Auto Picker even wants me to take it, but at least there's a Hope Ender Coatl in the pack. I'm going to take the Coatl, and I'm going to be very, very sad about it. Ugh. Here we'll take Hexgold Slith over Mandibular Kite and Brain Surge. Man. All right. Ooh, Riddle Gate Gargoyle or Emissary of Soulfire and Mandibular Kite. You know, as much as I like Emissary, I like the Gargoyle more. I'm a sucker for 2s. What can I say? Here I'll take Electrozoa over... I don't like Rush of Inspiration that much. I'd rather just have the Flash 3/1 flyer here. And the Riddle Gate Gargoyle tabled. So yeah, blue-white and red-white energy. Very, very open. I know we missed out on Flage. And was there another Boros rare? I don't know. But I think we still ended up in a pretty decent spot. Obviously, we wish we had a Flage. Obviously. I know. I feel the pain. Just like I'm sure you do. But we still have a solid blue-white energy deck. Okay? Triple Gargoyle, bunch of flyers. The double Thraben Charm I'm really happy about, just because that does allow us to get some creatures out of the way. And yeah, we're going to have to make maybe a couple of tough cuts, but we'll see. Alrighty, this is what we have laid out here. We have 42 cards, we have 18 lands, which I think is pretty fine with double Witch Enchanter, which can go in this slot here. Hydroelectric Specimen is a little bit more niche, so I do count it as more of a static land. So this gives me 16 lands, and then kind of the rule of for every 2 spell lands you have, you can play an extra land. So doing something like that here, and that gives us 18. So we do need to make 2 cuts. And this deck's certainly looking to be very, very aggressive, and I want to keep my curve low. So I do think I will cut the Angel of the Ruins here, just because it's a really, really expensive card. And I do like this package of creatures that I have. This gives us 8, 9, 12, 14 things to do early, and I want all of them with the double Area Auxiliary. That gives us 16 creatures, potentially up to 19 with these spell lands here. We gotta cut 1 more card. I like all of these spells. I think the spell I like the least is Jolted Awake. So I'm gonna cut the Jolted Awake and do something like this. And yeah, very clean, blue-white. Doesn't necessarily feel like it's gonna be a trophy deck just because we didn't pick up the rares, Flage. But I do think we still just have a really nice base. Triple Riddle Gate Gargoyle, fly over and get people dead. All right, now before we head into this first round, I did want to say, if you've been enjoying all this content so far and the extreme amounts of winning we've been doing recently, the best way to support this channel is through my Patreon channel. Patreon.com/paulcheon is the link. I want to give a special shout out to all the current patrons. Thank you so much for all your support. I really do appreciate it. It really does allow me to continue making all of this content. Access to the Patreon will give you access to my Discord channel, which I do think is going to be a huge value add. And guess what? People already starting to talk about Bloomborough cards. So we are already getting ready for the upcoming set, which looks really exciting and absurdly cute. All right, on the play here, Island, Plains, Static Prison, Hexgold Slith, double Riddle Gate Gargoyle, and Tempest Harvester. Great opener. Probably just going to lead with the Slith because, you know, got to go with the highest upside play here, right? And drawing a land was actually great because this allows me to go Static Prison into Riddle Gate Gargoyle if I want. Although I might just give this first strike. Oh, Expel the Unworthy? They're looking at my Hexgold Slith. All right. All right, I gained some life. Let's play Riddle Gate Gargoyle, and the question is what I'm just going to play the Plains here, just because we're the aggressor. I have the ability to gain some life here, so. Oh, Witch Enchanter, however, should be amazing here. I'm not going to use my energy right now. I just think it's too early. And I'm actually just going to play 2 creatures, and I will take the 3 damage here. So that was the big question previously, but all right, let's do this. Pay 3 life, and yeah, let's play the Riddle Gate Gargoyle. Just because I feel like there's an extremely high chance that I will be able to use this Witch Enchanter for something if they choose to modify the Golden Tail Trainer in some way. Never mind, they Witch Enchanted us back. I am extremely sad. I'm extremely sad. They chose to keep it back. Interesting. All right, let's just loot and try to find a relevant play this turn. Right, discard Island, draw more cards. Ho ho ho! That's one way to use your energy, isn't it? I don't even know. Look at this. I would not like to. Boom, 8. Oh, wait. Oh, I should have used the last energy. I would have put them on a 2-turn clock. I didn't even do the math. I just wanted some extra energy for Static Prison nonsense. Oh my gosh. Like, I certainly want to put the least number of counters on my flyer. So this seems like one of the better distributions that I could have. Well, I just did 8 to my opponent with all that energy. And even if they kill my Tempest Harvester, I can attack for 5 in the air. If they kill my Riddle Gate Gargoyle, then sure. Like, one of my other creatures starts getting in for a bunch. Wow, that is the most absurd Emissary of Soulfire I've ever seen. Essence Reliquary? All right. Sure. Okay, so this is the plan. Let's see. They're at... I just play this. Yeah, I just play this and I get 4 energy. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, this is so ridiculous. Take 10! Take 10! Oh my gosh! Should I have taken the other Emissary of Soulfire? That was ridiculous! We just 2-shot our opponent! Okay! Synergy. See? Synergy is very, very important in Modern Horizons 3 draft, as you can see from what happened there. Alright, 1-0. That was awesome. Did I have fun? Absolutely I had fun. Alright, this hand, less good, but I'm still going to keep. We have a ton of 2, so hope we can draw one of them. But 3 Plains and Island, Inspired Inventor, Hopeender Coatl, and Witch Enchanter. Every time, I'm not the only one. Every time you have that Witch Enchanter in your opener, you're like, come on, artifacts. Be red-black. Be red-black. Land off the top is precisely what we didn't want. Okay. Alright, our opponent's black-red, and we drew a 2-drop. Amazing. Although very likely they have a removal spell here. Wither and Bloom. Nothing. Okay. I'm also okay with this. Let's see what they play here turn 3. They have to have a turn 3 play. That's not what I expected. Okay. They get energy, I guess? Is this what what is... Sure. I'm just going to keep up the Hopeender Coatl. I know they have the Cursed Mirror, but I'm just going to keep it up anyways. Wither and Bloom, yep. Boom, getcha! Nice familiar. Nice familiar. And then let's kill the Cursed Mirror. Alright. Slowing them down a good amount. Got some attackers. We're not super far ahead still, just because, you know, we're pretty heavy on lands right now. Also, it's not clear that I should have killed the Cursed Mirror in the first place, but it costs 4 mana. Wow, they didn't actually choose to distribute counters. Very interesting there. What do I want to do with this? So this costs... I think I want to put a counter on my Coatl. And I'll keep these creatures back to block the Undo Not Master if I need. Alright, Refurbished Familiar. Excellent deck, actually, from the opponent. And they're probably going to put a counter on Familiar. Or not. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what they can have here. But I want to try to be as proactive as possible here and just see what happens. None of their creatures are currently modified. That doesn't do it, right? Did they think it gets bigger? I don't know. Alright, I'll keep this land in my hand. They're doing some Mardu sacrifice shenanigans. Terramander, and this costs... They still can't adapt it. And they can't block very... Oh, wow. That was a great draw. But it's okay. These creatures can't block my ground creatures. Also, they should have put a counter on this Pteramander, because this one can attack. I don't know what's happening. Alright, no first strike needed. I will gain 2 life. Might as well. I have so much energy. Alright. We have 4 attackers. 3 of them they can't block. And both of them are 3/2s, which can potentially be first strikers. Wither and Bloom doesn't do that much here. Gravedig is an interesting one, though. With the Ondu Knotmaster, I assume they're just going to play it. Although if they do, it's still not particularly good. Yeah, they're just, like, super dead. We're going to give both of these first strike so that the Ondu Knotmaster can't block. Or they have to block my first striker. I don't care about my life total here. So yeah, the Knotmaster has to block Hexgold Slith and they still just die. Yeah, okay. Boom. Interesting deck. Definitely had some good cards, like double Wither and Bloom, double Refurbished Familiar, Diamond 3! I called it, I told you. At least Diamond 3. But why don't we... Oh, no. I called Trophy. Wow, I'm just getting excited at a simple rank up when what I should be going for is the Trophy. Alrighty, round number 3. We have 2 lands, so Plains and a Hydroelectric Specimen on the draw with some 2-drops. Thraben Charm, Demon Inferior, Area Auxiliary. Yeah, definitely keeping. Would love to rattle off a few more lands here if possible. And now that we're on the draw, definitely just playing the Specimen. Definitely just playing... Oh, just kidding. We drew Mandibular Kite. We got to just play the 1-drop, right? I think it's worth it. Because there's also the chance we just draw another land here, right? Paying 3 life, obviously, is extremely painful. We'll play the Slith here over Glyph Elemental. If possible, you want to landfall the Glyph Elemental. Just because you get so much more value. Wow, they missed the land drop. Alright. Beat down. Spell lands for the win. That's why you go to 18 lands. You know, no worry in the world. This is great. So now, if they kill my kite, I still have a Glyph Elemental. So, in a pretty good spot. Demon Inferior, I don't want. I just want things I can cast. That's what I'm interested in. And lands. But we're still putting pressure on. No need to lifelink right now. We're the aggressor. I'd rather save the energy for Emissary of Soulfire, for example. Brain Surge. It's like they needed to play like a removal spell or a thing that blocks flyers. Now, if they can go Brain Surge into like Mountain Galvanic Discharge, that would be really nice. And for me, it's like, I feel like I have very few misses here. Now, I'm going to jinx myself and draw like another Thraben Charm, but a land or a cheap creature would both be fine options here. Our opponent on the full Dirtle blue-red energy deck. Oh, no, blue-black. All right, well, that's a creature. I guess I'll take it. We have a million energy. And they're a control deck, so we don't need to use energy to gain life. Double Area Auxiliary still in hand. We have Demon Inferior and Thraben Charm if they play a creature, so that's pretty good. Pretty solid shot. They play Sneaky Snacker. Oh, Petrifying Meddler. Sure. That's fine. We have Thraben Charm. Is it Thraben Charm or Demon Inferior? Let's Thraben Charm. Alright, they're at 2 life. I have 3 lethal attackers and a Demon Inferior in my hand. It seems like it's going to be extremely difficult for them to deal with what I have right now. They can't even Toxic Deluge. Like, what can they even do? Urborg, triple Consuming Corruption. There you go. Yep, that doesn't do it. Double Sneaky Snacker doesn't do it. It looks like they had a pretty good blue-black control deck. But they stumbled a little bit, kept a 2-lander and didn't quite get there, and we were able to punish them with our very tempo-oriented blue-white deck. Okay, 3-0, good start. Good start. Ooh, and an opponent right away. You know, I don't think that have I 7-0'd? That's what I'd like to do. Just, we need to get some momentum going here. I'm on the play. I gotta mulligan this. My deck is really aggressive, and this hand just doesn't do anything turn 2 or 3. So I just don't think I can keep that hand. This I will keep. And do I want Tune to Narrative or Tempest Harvester here? I think I'll just go with Tune to Narrative. So the plan here is to go turn 2 Hexgold Slith, turn 3 Glyph Elemental, Bestow, Landscape. That seems awesome, right? I just don't see a world where Tempest Harvester ends up being like particularly good here, so I think I'd rather just find a new card with Tune to Narrative. All right, Hexgold Slith turn 2. All right, black-green from the opponent with a Nightshade Dryad. Let's bestow. Let's play this land. Let's use it to get an island and give our creature first strike. All right, this is looking, well, they had a good curve out start as well, and they had a chump blocker, but black-green, I think, has a tough time killing both of these permanents. So they have to deal with a Glyph Elemental that's going to be a 4/4 and also a Hexgold Slith. And we have a Static Prison to get something out of the way. So this is about as good as you can get with a mulligan. But yeah, Nightshade Dryad obviously very, very strong here. Like a bite spell plus a removal spell would be bad. Like Horrific Assault into a Nethergoyf. Dream Drinker Vampire. Okay. Oh, that's so good. Huh. They're going to have that combat trick too. It's going to be great. Oh, no, they're not. All right, Hexgold Slith continues to grow. Definitely just going to keep up Hope Ender Coatl. All right, they're going to try to race me, I guess. That does not seem like an ideal thing, but we'll see. They have 2 mana left. What are they going to do with the 2 mana? Nope. That usually gets concessions, but we'll see. All right, let's take action, play this. The thing is, they still have 2 cards in hand. It's not over by any means. But we have a ginormous Hexgold Slith that absolutely needs to be dealt with. 8/7. 8/7. And if they kill it, 6/6. Probably trading here with the Dream Drinker Vampire if it attacks. Let's see. If they go Signature Slam, what happens? That's an instant, so it's 4, 5, 6. Okay. Double a Curse Marauder, I guess? The thing is, the Hexgold Slith just wasn't going to attack very well into the Goyf anyways, and this is a lifelinker. Looks like they have a Grave Dig. Looking at their graveyard, like they can Grave Dig. Probably want Nightshade Dryad if they do that. Nope. Oh. No, Eldrazi Repurposer is great. They just have chump blockers for days. You have 1 card left. What do you have? Oh, it is Grave Dig. Okay. All right. Well, we have but one play. They have to chump with the spawn. I'm surprised they didn't get the Death Touch creature. The Nightshade Dryad. The hope here is that, that they'll just run out of things for the Hexgold Slith and that we can kill them in time. But this third Hexgold Slith not doing very much against this current board. So they can play a Dream Drinker Vampire and bring the retrofitted Transmogrant back from the graveyard. But that would shrink the Nethergoyf. I'm also okay, I think, just trading Hexgold Slith here with all three of these. Although I guess it won't be all three. 4, 5, 7, 8. I love this cheeky attack. I love it. All right, give me a good relevant spell here, okay? Give me a great relevant spell. What are they trying to do here? Oh, I guess they can like adapt and then move a counter to like the repurposer. I think it's probably better to just bring the retrofitted Transmogrant back from the graveyard though. That's, I think, what I would do. It's like chump Hexgold Slith with the repurposer and then bring back the Transmogrant. I think that's better. I think this is worse. Like, what is turning this into a 4/4? Oh, they're growing the Goyf. I see. Oh my gosh. Well, that was fantastic. Huh. So what happens if I bounce the repurposer? They have to block Hexgold Slith. And yep. Oh, this is great. They have to chump block here. I'm going to keep my energy just because I don't want my Static Prison to die. I know they're going to gain 2 life because of this, but I think it's worth keeping the energy around. And now they just have a singular Nethergoyf. They chose to keep the repurposer on top. They have a Nethergoyf that's a 4/5, but our Hexgold Slith is larger. The flyer continues to get in. So let's see what final card they drew here. Oh, Horrific Assault. Okay, that was good. But they still have to chump block my Slith on the left. Why not? No first strike here. The Hexgold Slith on the list. This is what us old school Magic players call the Abyss. The Abyss was a card that forced your opponents to forced each player to sacrifice a creature every single turn. And that's the situation that we're in right now. Because our opponent just basically has to throw a creature away every single turn to survive. Now they can escape this. How does this work? I've never played this card. Or 4 more card types on them. Okay, so they need to exile like... Wait, I don't think they can actually escape this. Exile any number of other cards from your graveyard with 4 or more card types. Sorcery, creature. So I don't believe they can escape this. Really happy I chose not to use the energy to prevent their life gain, just because we would have lost our Static Prison. But the Transmogrant is really annoying. It just gives them like a chump blocker every single turn. So we do need to draw something. This is a crazy attack. All right, Riddle Gate Gargoyle. That is a great one. Do I give this first strike? I think so. Let's just keep putting pressure. I don't care about my life. So let's do this. Well, they can double block this, right? They can double block this, so that's not ideal. So yeah, let's just attack with Hexgold Slith then. And then just try to win with this flyer. The question is, do I want to gain 9 life? No, I can't because they can block and sack with the spawn. So yeah, let's just attack with the Hexgold Slith. Like I said, the lifelink isn't great just because they can block with their spawn. And we have plenty of energy to play around with. Hey, we ate a free retrofitter Transmogrant, so can't complain about that. And now it's like, they need to kill the Riddle Gate Gargoyle, and also we have a 9/8 and a 4/3 with potentially first strike to deal with. It's a 1/2 Death Touch. Grist doesn't do a lot here. I guess it's decent against this Hexgold Slith. That comes into play tapped. Oh, I did not. You know what? I didn't know what this card did. Wow. What? That's absurd. Oh my gosh, I totally missed that. Wow. That's ridiculous. All right, well, that was a decent draw too. What does this do? Just make like a 1/1 token? Okay. I'm just going to attack with both and have them block both. It's still a lot of pressure. Like, if I didn't draw this area auxiliary, who knows, right? Grist was like the perfect draw there. So they get another ground chumper here. So if they find an answer to area auxiliary, it's kind of close, to be honest. It's like, I have a Hexgold Slith, but I don't really have a way to push it through. Mandibular Kite would be awesome. Oh. Okay. Yeah, they have a solid black-green deck. They need an answer to this area auxiliary. Did you draw an answer? Oh my gosh, they did. That's sickening. How are you doing this? Grist to kill my flyer into... Nope. Okay, you know what? I'm just so scared of everything right now, based on just how poorly we've run recently. So that's just me. I'm just scared, okay? I'm just a scared little man. But they did have a nice black-green deck, I will say. Curse Wombat too. Okay, 4-0. 4-0. Oh. Okay. Ups and downs. Ups and downs. We were on a down, but this is going to be the beginning of an upward trajectory. Okay, what do we have here? We are on the draw with 2 islands, Hexgold Slith, Tuned to Narrative, Emissary, Coatl, Demon Inferior. I don't have a white source, but I'm on the draw with a Tuned to Narrative, and I still have Hopeender, Coatl, and Demon Inferior to play, so I'm going to keep this. We also have like 10 white sources in the deck, so on the draw with 10 white sources with 3 looks with the Tuned to Narrative means that we're a pretty big favorite to find a plains or a white source on turn 2, and even bigger favorite to find out on turn 3, of course. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. We just drew it right away. So I'm going to just not play Tuned to Narrative here and just sack and go get a plains. Ooh, turn 2 Hexgold Slith, turn 3 Emissary of Soulfire is pretty nice. Although, we are on the draw here. Turn 2 Malevolent Rumble, always scary. And they found Sorin. All right. What do they have? Like a stop on my draw step? What the hell was that? Okay. Turn 2 Hexgold Slith. They're gonna go Sorin. We don't have too much there to interact with that. We can go Tuned to Narrative into Demon Inferior. I can't imagine them not playing Sorin here. Oh my gosh, they even have a Horrific Assault. Oh, that sucks. Oh, and they gained the 3 life! Oh my gosh, I just totally forgot. Oh, did we just straight up lose?
A satisfying meal.
That's absurd. That is absurd. What do? You just make a bunch of food tokens and then you... Wow. Alright. What kind of draw was that? Turn 2 Malevolent Rumble to give you the colorless permanent. Turn 3 Sorin Horrific Assault. You have the colorless permanent, you gain 3 life. That's one of the best starts I've ever seen. This thing's on 7. The hell? All right. The only bad thing that they're playing is this Quest for the Necropolis. Ended up not being a particularly good card, but that thing has 7? Okay. Okay, hold on. Can I kill it? So if I play Hopeender Coatl into Emissary of Soulfire, Tuned to Narrative, this is 5 energy, so plus 2. So it's only 4. If I play Electrozoa, that also gives me energy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can do it for 6. So if I play Emissary of Soulfire, I go up to 8 energy. Oh, I miscounted. I go up to 8 energy? So that just kills it, right? That's 4? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I can't attack with this next turn, but it seems worth. They have all colorless mana. Emissary of Soulfire. MVP. I'm just going to say. All right, Soaring down. Soaring down.
What a waste.
The other option was to deem inferior the Sorin, but this feels better, even though I don't have any energy. So this is just kind of a 3-1 flyer that just stays tapped for now until I can find more energy sources. I think that's okay. Wait, they didn't play the quest? They just played this? Okay, well, I'm glad I distributed the counters this way. No energy, sadly. I'm just not going to be able to counter anything, but whatever. Maybe if they go like quest into big Eldrazi, I have a shot. Or if they play like a 7-mana Eldrazi here, we have a shot. I'm just gonna do it. All right, Evolution Witness certainly very, very strong. Excuse me if you hear my kids in the background. It is summer vacation, and I have a 10 and 8-year-old boy. So they are quite rambunctious, and things get kind of loud. Alrighty. So, don't think I want to bounce the Witness. I'm just going to go Hexgold Slith here into Airy Auxiliary. And the question is, where do I want to put the counters? Certainly on the Coatl. Do I want to put it on the Electrozoa is the question. Sure. I think this Hexgold Slith is not going to be my route to victory at all, so. All right. Getting in for 5 with the Coatl. They're at 27. But hopefully we can chip away here with our flyers. And then we do have a Deem Inferior for some nonsense. Annoyed Altasaur, okay. That's extremely good. Man, why couldn't they play that last turn? You know what I mean? Not cool. Not cool at all. So how big is this thing? A 6/5? Okay. I could technically still attack. Or I could just bounce it. Oh, or I can just do that. I'm going to take action just because it does more damage. What can they get back? Well, the thing is, it's also going to be really hard for them to cast this, right? Yeah, let's just do this. Let's go for a tempo play. And then we have Thraben Charm available as well. They need to have a land, right? I guess they could get back a land from the graveyard. I need to find, I think, like one more way to generate energy would be nice. because next turn we don't have a lethal attack. We get in for 10 in the air, put him down to 2. They do have a couple of food. So here's the thing, though. It's like the longer this game goes, the worse it is for us because this Annoyed Allosaur is on top, and then also because they have a couple of food with Evolution Witness in play. So the idea here is to try to tempo them out. If I put this on top and they don't find something to kill my things, I can still kill this. And they've spent an entire turn just to play this thing. Our opponent is making a play. I see. Nyxborn Hydra. Okay. Okay. Why didn't they attack with the Scurrilous entry? All my stuff flies. So I have Witch Enchanter, and I don't think I have any 5-drops in my deck. So I'm going to keep this Draven Charm just to see what I draw. Okay. Oh, that's brutal. Just because it doesn't generate me another energy. Oh no, it's lethal. It's not brutal at all. It's not brutal at all. What am I saying? Boom. 12 damage. Wow. All right. I love that we got this one. Our opponent went turn 2 Sorin Flip. Or turn 3 Sorin Flip. And we were able to get it done with that the Emissary of Soulfire. Oof, Emissary of Soulfire has been awesome. I was not as high on that card, but you know, if you need a good energy dump with a bunch of flyers, that card is awesome. 5-0 Azorius energy, beating some powerful stuff along the way and having some timely draws, I will say. Okay, let's keep it going. Island Plains on the play with all of these cards. Yes, please. Given that I can gain some life as well, I think I'm just going to lead with my basics here. Let me know, though, what you think. If you have 3 lands and one of them is a Witch Enchanter, would you play the Witch Enchanter turn 1? Or do you just wait because you're the aggressor and you play it at a later turn and take the damage? Like, I'm playing against red-white. The damage is extremely relevant, right? Well, I'm certainly playing it now. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to play this turn. I'm just going to play the Gargoyle. Just minimize the damage and not use my energy necessarily. So, and I want to save the Proud Pack Rhino after I cast the Area Auxiliary to get counters on things. The alternative was to take 3, go to 19, and play an Electrozoa. Inspired Inventor, okay. Now the question is, if I draw a land, do I just play the Auxiliary or do I play Electrozoa, right? It's like I'm leaving mana on the table, but I have a little more combat stats. I think it's somewhat close. It is definitely close. But I think it's correct to just maximize on my counters. I don't know if I should have gained life there, but I'm choosing to hold on to it for now. So the plan here is to go Electrozoa, untap, play Area Auxiliary, put 2 counters on my things, and then play Proud Pack Rhino to proliferate the 2 counters. That's my plan. Oh, interesting. Phyrexian Ironworks. Okay. Well, they get a thing. That's fine. All right, so it's basically almost like a pure race situation where, like, I'm going in the skies and they're just attacking me on the ground, right? So it is what it is. Take action. Play Area Auxiliary. I will gain some life here, I think. We just have so much energy. And do I hold this land in case I draw Glyph Elemental? Yes. Because I don't have anything that costs too much mana. 4 is enough. I can still double spell next turn. So I'm going to hold this island, because next turn, if I draw Glyph Elemental off the top, I can Glyph Elemental like the Area Auxiliary, for example, play a land, put a counter on it, and then proliferate with the Proud Pack Rhino, which is incredible. Looks like they have a Thraben Charm here. Probably going to target my Riddle Gate Gargoyle. They're looking at my Riddle Gate Gargoyle. We'll see. This says Battle Cry. Oh, it's just Mandibular Kite. Okay, that's fine. All right, it's a race. Wait a second. I will allow such things. It looks like they have Jolted Awake maybe, but that's fine. Like I just ate something. And yeah, the Riddle Gate Gargoyle's ability coming in super handy here. That was a Jolted Awake. All right. Let's take action. Play this. Play this. They're just dead, right? Yeah, they just had a good game. I was just going to Thraben Charm with the Mandibular Kite and win the game. This is going so smooth. Too smooth even. Too smooth even. Just energy all the way. I've said it before. We're 6-0. Energy, Greater Sign, Eldrazi. All right. Playing against rank 103 player here on the play. We have 3 planes, but turn 2 Hexgold Slith, turn 3 Hexgold Slith with the Static Prison on the play. Definitely keeping here. We have a Riddle Gate Gargoyle as our last card. Hopefully we can just ride the Hexgold Sliths to victory. Maybe our opponent mulligans the 5. No. Can't be that lucky. What if we just draw an island off the top? That'd be cool. But games like this, I already kind of, it's just like, you just know that there's just another Nadia, Huria, Nova planes on top of my library. Shout out to Nadia. I enjoy these lands. All right. Drew a Demon Inferior blue spell that we will eventually find the blue source for. Now, like I said, not worried about my turn 2 play, not even worried about my turn 3 play. It's worse if my opponent just plays removal spells. Like, I'm kind of hoping that their route here is just playing creatures. That is a Propagator Drone. Thinking. I'm just gonna double spell here. It's just too nice. Just too nice. We have so much energy. Come on, Sliths. I probably wouldn't have done this if I didn't draw the Demon Inferior here. Evolution Witness, okay. Oh, wow. Proud Pack Rhino is absurd here. Although I go down to like almost no energy, but I think it's okay because I go down to 1 energy, but then I go to 2 energy, right? And then I go to 4 energy. So let's just attack. I know it's a lot of energy. I know it's a lot of energy, but I think it's worth it. Okay, look at our board. We have 12 power in play with a Demon Inferior, and all they have is an Evolution Witness, right? So, feeling pretty good about this. Our board is just ginormous. Hexgold Slith getting it done. We made some picks here to kind of maximize also on the Proud Pack Rhinos by taking these Slith pretty highly over potentially, cards that might be better in certain spots. For example, I think we took one over a Solstice Zealot, which, depending on your deck, I think it's kind of close. Early on, I do prioritize the 2s, and then later on, if you need more interaction, that's when I think you can take the Solstice Zealot over the 2-drops. And this is exactly the hand that we wanted to see, right? Just creatures. They went 2-drop, 3-drop. That's okay. Colorless. Green. Get back Landscape and then Wither and Bloom, my Hexgold Slith? A Cursed Marauder, maybe? All good options. I'd rather they Accursed Marauder so I can sack my Rhino and then we can just like bounce the Witness. Oh, Lethal Throwdown? Okay. And they draw a card, I guess. Not bad, to be honest. Not bad at all. Great sequencing. But they're still taking a bunch of damage here. Actually, I probably shouldn't have played the island there. I probably shouldn't have. Because remember my point about Glyph Elemental? Like, I don't have any other lands to play, and if I draw Glyph Elemental, I might need the final counter to push through. So I think, also, if my opponent plays a Refurbished Familiar, having a land in hand is good. So I do think that was a small misstep. It's all, in the thing, it's just like, it's not that bad, but it's like, if your curve is low, you can hold on to that land. And there's multiple reasons to do so here, and I should have, so. Calling it out here. Let's see, what if they play Writhing Chrysalis? Not too bad. Toxic Deluge would be the worst possible card. Glaring Fleshraker is fine. Just gonna put some chump blockers in play. Sure. Witch Enchanter. That doesn't do anything. Does this force? Nope. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to attack here. Because this is not a lethal attack. They're going to have to chump with the Hexgold Slith. Oh, they didn't block. Okay, then I'm bouncing this. Because I don't want them to get a bunch of spawns. Like, that's how they stabilize, right? So... no need to play the Witch Enchanter. We have two lethal attackers. The issue is they're playing an Eldrazi deck, right? So they can just play a thing that makes a bunch of spawn. They have 6 mana. Oh, and we got there! Yes! What did I say? And not only did we go up 1 rank, because we went a clean 7-0. A clean 7-0. I promised the trophy, didn't I? I promised the trophy, and we got there. 7-0 feels extremely good, very satisfying. Just a nice blue-white, no frills, solid energy deck, right? You look at this deck and you're like, yeah, that's a solid deck. I think this would be a 2-1 deck at the Pro Tour, right? Good curve, some interaction, a bunch of flyers, no rares, right? Some spell lands, completely fine deck. This was one of the lanes to be in. It was actually kind of crazy. Energy just in general was super open, but this is the sign though, right? Blue might have been drafted, but triple Gargoyle plus the Emissary, particularly the 8th pick Emissary of Soulfire. I think that was kind of what made me go decide blue as my secondary color. Now, of course, in hindsight, it turns out red-white was also open. I think the person passing to me was likely in like red-green Eldrazi. So we weren't seeing the red cards, but the red-white cards were available. But because we saw that, we recognized at least the blue-white energy cards seem to be open, and we got the triple Gargoyle, and that's what you need to do in this format. It's a really, really tough format to navigate because it's really hard to pivot because, like, if you want a really good cohesive deck, you need to draft, like, for example, if you want to be the energy deck, you want to take all energy cards. And when you do that, it's really hard to pivot, right? So that's what makes this format very, very difficult. But if you can identify the open, not even color, but color combination. The reason being, if you can identify the open color combination, you know that anytime there's a Riddle Gate Gargoyle in the pack, you're very likely to get it on the wheel, or the Emissary of Soulfire. And these signpost commons and uncommons are extremely powerful, and you're going to get all of them for free. And that's where you maximize on the value. Because on power level, right, let's say this costs 1 and a white. This is a first pickable common. 2 mana for a 2/2 flyer that gives you 3 energy and lets you swing races. That's a phenomenal creature. Conduit Goblin, same thing, right? A lot of those signpost commons are things that are first pickable if you are the proper color combination. So identifying the right 2 color combination is super, super huge. So make sure you keep an eye out for those cards later in the pack. Not early, but like pick 6, pick 7, you're like, huh, 7th pick Cranial Ram? That's interesting. I have some red cards. I was red-white, but maybe I should switch to red-black. Stuff like that. That's what you need to consider kind of as this format matures. But 7-0, trophy, diamond, double rank up, diamond 2, feeling good, very, very close to mythic. We need to hit mythic because if we don't, we can't even touch rank 1. But this was obviously a really, really good start to hopefully the beginnings of a nice comeback. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed the content and wanted to support me in another way, the Patreon is the best way to do so. Patreon.com/paulcheon. Once again, shout out to all the patrons. Additionally, if you wanted to purchase Magic the Gathering singles or other TCG singles along with sealed product, check out tcgplayer.com. If you wanted to buy those cards, make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before you do any shopping. Finally, if you want premium Magic the Gathering deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, premium stuff, innovative magnet technology, they have a lot of great stuff. Check out heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first purchase. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.